So have any of you guys ever tried power finesse fishing? We're going to find out a little more about this. You ready to run a gun? It's time for blast off. Let's go. Hey guys, Todd here with you. Welcome back to Bassin 101. Power finesse fishing. Is it the same thing as finesse fishing? No, not the same thing. What it basically is, it's a technique. And there are several different variations you can do of it. Me personally, when I think power finesse fishing, I think a 4-inch Senko. That's just me. Some of you guys might have other lures that you use for power finesse fishing. Gosh, you can use any kind of a finesse worm, even 6-inch worms you can use as power finesse fishing. It's really attitude and technique. That's really what any kind of finesse power fishing is. Start off, I have here a 6-foot St. Croix SC2 Premier Blank. It has really good backbone. It's got a pretty soft tip. Now to back this up a little bit, of course I've got a SS 1300 Daiwa, my favorite all-time spinning reel. But what I have here, because I kind of have a little arthritis in my wrist, I decided to go to a nano braid. It's Berkeley Nano, and a 12-pound. And for a leader, I have 8-pound XT, because this allows me to throw it into cover if I wanted to. So like I said, this is power finesse. This is not finesse. And I'm the kind of guy that uses a leader. You know, if I tie a leader on a braid, I've got a good 10 to 15 foot of leader, because I want a long enough leader that I ain't got to retie this knot every time I retie everything. But not only that, but it just kind of keeps the higher visibility braid kind of out of the line of sight for the fish. But that's what I use here, is a 6-foot. Has a shorter handle on the back. I just kind of cut off a little bit to kind of shorten it up a little bit, but it's still very well balanced, as you can see. Still light to the hand. Not the biggest fan of cork, but I'm okay with that. All I did was just put a butt section back here just to kind of finish everything out. But that's me. I just, originally I bought this as a slider rod, but I actually ended up liking it better for power finessing. Now, tackle. I'll probably elaborate a little bit more on different methods of tackle than probably some other people do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe you have more than I do. But I keep everything in an old school style spin pack from Plano. I showed y'all this before in a video, but I really didn't go into detail as far as what I really have in there. And I'll show you everything I got in here. But basically what I have is my Senkos, and the 4-inch fits in here beautifully. Scissors, scent, spare line if I need it. This is one of those little small spools I told you can get from Walmart, and I just put on a drill and put some backup line on there. But that's my leader material. So if I ever need to tie a new leader, I've got it in there. Super glue, gel super glue. I also have a stone hook honer in there if I need it. Up here is my terminal tackle. I've got owner spring lock hooks. I've got 1/16 and 1/8 ounce jig heads, 3/16 offset heads. I got swivels, O-rings. I got Nico type heads here, which I'll show you those. And my Nico hooks, I have weedless and non-weedless. And that contains my whole entire Power Finesse box right there. Now, colors. I keep this. This is one of the things I actually do keep very simple, because it's Power Finesse. It's more of a technique than it is, I think, color. But I have black and blue flake. I have green pumpkin, which if you only had 2 colors to throw, that'd probably be it right there. And I like cinnamon, because cinnamon kind of has that earthworm kind of look to it. And those are my 3 colors right there. Now, what do I throw them on? Well, the first thing I throw them on, I've mentioned this before, is a spring lock owner hook and a 2/0. I use this with a loop knot. The reason is, it fits that just perfectly. But a loop knot is going to give this little 4-inch Senko a little more action. It allows it to dart a little bit more. So I can use that hook right there as a regular, Senko type Texas rig deal. Or if I wanted to jerk it, because this is only 1/4 ounce, I can jerk it up to the surface like a topwater bait and let it settle a little bit, jerk it back up some more, and that loop knot gives it more action. So that's one of the main riggings right there. Now we get into the jig heads. First one I have is a 1/16 ounce. This is if I want to kind of pull it in current around rocks, and because it's a 1/16 ounce head, see how it rigs right there? Because it's a 1/16 ounce head and more of a mushroom type head, it's not going to bury down in the rocks as bad. So that's why I have that one. It also has the angled line tie, so you get more of a direct hit with it. Now, if I want to get a little deeper, or maybe there's a little more wind, I do have an 1/8 ounce with a little keeper right there as well. But again, the most important thing is to keep these hooks in the 1 to 2/0 class when it comes to jig heads. Okay, you don't want to overpower the Senko and get way back here with the hook because you just killed it. So you want to keep your hooks very close to the front of that egg sac, because it's going to give this much movement in that Senko, and that's what you're looking for. Now, if I have to go deeper, or I'm fishing through cover, I do have a 3/16 with kind of an offset drop ball head and just a 1/0 hook. Now that looks kind of small, but it is an EWG style hook, and that's how far back the worm sits on there. And I still have plenty of gap right here for the hook set. See that? Still have plenty of gap for a hook set. And because it hits right here, right there, look how much of that Senko I have moving around. So that's something to keep in mind too. And last but not least, the Nico Rig. Now I've got some 1/16 ounce weights right here that I have dipped in jig paint or powder coated. Different colors to match situations. You have orange for the cinnamon, green pumpkin for green pumpkin. And these, a lot of times, once I put them in, I will use a small drop of glue right behind the head. I'm talking the smallest amount, just to keep that weight in there. Because you can use this over and over and over again until the fish just wear it out. A good example is that Senko right there. It's been chewed all to pieces, and it's still going with the Nico Rig. Now, hooks. Hooks, I use 2 different kinds. Here's an eagle claw, and this is a non-weedless hook. Now you see how small that is, but it's still good for that Senko right there. It's not going to be too small where you can't get a hook set. And the other one are these owners. I can never remember the name of these things. These are the gray ones with the titanium weed guard. See that? With the titanium weed guard. The same size as the eagle claws. These are a size 1. And that's what I use with a Nico rig. And again, big experiment with everything. Ball bearing swivels, a little bit larger ball bearing swivels. Ball bearing swivels are about a 40-pound. And I'd rather fish a Nico type of deal than I would, say a wacky rig. Yeah, that wacky rig type thing. I'd rather use a Nico. Just because it's heavier, I can keep in contact with it, I can fish it faster, or I can just sit there and just shake it. Nothing against the wacky rig, I just prefer the Nico better. I think I mentioned that on one of the videos I did a month or so back when I was doing the end of the day type of deal. And I said I kind of rather throw the Nico than I would the wacky rig. But that's my power finesse. Again, like I said, 12-pound. I use 12-pound Nano and 8-pound XT. I can get away with XT on a spinning rod because I'm using it as a leader. I know some of you guys use XT on a spinning rod and you do a better job than I do. I can't get it to work as a straight line that I can say an XL. XL I can do that with. But this helps out. Once you get that leader out, man, it's gone. Like I said, 1/4 ounce on these. And again, use whatever lure you want to use. It doesn't matter if it's all plastic. It's a technique. It's a frame of mind. And don't try to get too crazy with the soft plastics. Keep them simple. Straight type worms. 4-inch Senko to me is the ultimate. Just because you can fish it fast and you can fish it slow. That's the only reason why I have them. And I just have so much confidence in them. That's just the way it is. But that's my opinion as far as type of lures. This whole setup is my opinion. But the cool thing is this box right here can go right in my normal tackle. It sits there, and all I have to do if I want to fish it is break out that rod. And I'm power fishing. But again, power finesse is not finesse. It's two different things. Okay? So don't get those confused. That's all I have today, guys. So I hope you learned something from that. Again, like I said, it's just your choice. It's your choice of lures. What kind of soft plastic do you like to fish the best? And if it's small enough, use it. Confidence is your #1 lure in your tackle box. I'll never forget that. Bill Dance said it best. So until next time, guys, may the Father bless you and keep you in Yeshua's name. And as always, fish on. They look kind of like long boogers, don't they?